What's up, Happiest Hour family, and welcome to another episode. I'm your host, Chris.
And I'm your other host, Emily.
And we have some very exciting news. We recently just hit
10,000 followers on Instagram.
Cannot believe that.
Crazy.
Seriously cannot. And it's
Big
all
milestone.
because of you guys. I just saw that we hit 5K, I think in August of last year. I think that's when we did our last 5K giveaway. And now we're running a 10K giveaway. By the time this episode comes out, there will already be a winner.
Announced.
Yeah, so exciting. But huge shout out to all of you guys. I never thought this day would come. We had some crazy stuff. In the last couple of weeks, we went to Club 33, did a VIP tour. We have an episode on that if you want to listen. It was 2 episodes back. And then we come back, we hit 10K.
So crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Big
so
milestones hit in the last couple weeks.
I know. And now we just need to get to 1K on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're at 800 now. So if you want to help us get there, like this video, subscribe. That really helps us out. But really exciting.
So exciting. It's
crazy.
Crazy. Just, I mean, surreal to have hit that number. I mean, it was very much due to a amazing reel on Instagram that he made dedicated to Richard Sherman.
Yeah. And like we said in last week's episode, there were so many people all around the world just sharing their love. It's just really cool. If you want to go to that video, look at the comments. It's just really heartwarming to see all the people that his music touched.
Yeah.
It was just really something
amazing.
special. But there's something special that's happening in the Disney realm, Disney park realm, because as of yesterday, Fantasy Springs in Tokyo DisneySea has opened up. And on top of that, Disney shared a full POV ride, and a lot of people have actually been on it now, of Tiana's Bayou adventure. This is something we've been waiting for a very long time. Is it good? Is Fantasy Springs a positive note for what Disneyland Forward can bring? I don't know. We will be talking about it. And don't worry, we will give some we're going to talk a little bit spoilers for Fantasy Springs because you guys probably aren't going to Tokyo Disney anytime soon. If you don't want to hear spoilers for Tiana's Bayou adventure, we will warn you guys before if something is spoilery, and you can just kind of fast forward that. But then right after that, we're going to talk a little bit about Disneyland Forward and what these projects mean for this new expansion that's happening at Disneyland, or could mean. Yeah. Super exciting stuff. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this episode.
All right, so jumping into this episode, we're going to start out talking a little bit about Fantasy Springs in Disney Tokyo Sea. So this whole area just looks so awesome.
Yeah,
there's some walkthroughs on YouTube if you're interested in kind of just seeing the lay of the land and checking out just the way that they've set it up. It's so beautiful, it's just really immersive. We were just kind of watching through it a little bit, and they did an incredible job. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and especially for fitting 3 different lands within Fantasy Springs, right? You get your Tangled section, you get your you get the Tangled section with the ride with Snuggly Duckling. That looks amazing. You get Frozen, like Arendelle.
All those kind of different vibes.
Yeah. It's amazing.
They did it really well. I think.
And then Peter Pan is what I'm most excited for. I mean, to walk through Neverland, it looks so awesome with the volcano mountains with the clouds and everything. And you have the Lookout Cookout, which is the like Lost Boys themed restaurant, and
pretty cool.
And then 2 rides there. It just looks really amazing, and the entrance with the it's like this mountainous floral section with a lot of really cool features in there, and there's a hotel in the land too, which is super cool. Yeah,
it looks awesome. I'm pumped to talk about it some more. So first we're going to chat about Rapunzel's Lantern Festival. So this is kind of a not really dark ride. It is a water ride, but very, very minimal. Like we would compare it to like the Navi River journey, I would say. It's kind of slow and not a lot of like perilous scenes. It's all just kind of like the highlights of,
all the happy moments.
Yes, the happy moments, exactly.
Which I think this is the ride out of all of them that is getting the most buzz because everyone's been waiting for a Tangled ride. And you have that scene that everyone's been showing, but we've only seen that scene like on Instagram and stuff. So when we looked through the lanterns, when we looked at the full POV video, you know, it was amazing, but it was just definitely a lot shorter than I feel like it should have been. So
I just feel like when it ended, I was like, whoa, that was it. Like, I feel like there could have been so much more added to it. Like, cause where it cuts off is like mid movie, I feel like, in terms of like scenes. And I was like, okay, well, that didn't really like leave off where it was meant to, if you're thinking about the movie. But regardless, it does look amazing. And, you know, POV videos can show you so much, but like being on it is probably a different vibe to get.
And I think that's why it reminds us a little bit of Navi River Journey, is because I think there was this one central thing they wanted you to see, that big animatronic, this beautiful, beautiful, like celebratory scene. Right. And for this, they were like, we need to get the lantern scene just right. And let us tell you, they did it so good. We were watching it. The way you go under the lanterns, and they have so many physical lanterns, and then also like on the screens, it is one of the most beautiful scenes I think Disney has really created in a ride.
It was beautiful.
It's so awesome. But that was like what they were trying to accomplish. So everything before is very minimal. Like you don't go through the Snuggly Duckling, I guess, because you can maybe eat there, you know, at the actual restaurant. There's no Mother Gothel or anything. So the funny thing is I think that Fantasyland dark rides way back in the day were overly scary, like super scary, that now they've like done no villains. Really, they just kind of make it the happier moments. And I think there's a middle ground that could be really cool. Or in like whenever I'm in a water ride, I always want one little drop. One little nice drop.
Something a little perilous. But I definitely just kind of focused on the chill, happy moments.
And you know what? There was the scene of her hair glowing to heal his hand, which was really cool because it was dark and you actually see like the hair.
It lights up.
Lighting up and everything. So that's really cool. But it's pretty short, just like Navi River Journey. However, I still want to experience it.
Yeah.
I love it. And we'll talk about what we want to see in Disneyland Forward later. So will this make it onto our list? I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see.
Next up, I guess I could start this and then you have to jump in because this is your favorite. Not necessarily favorite ride, but favorite movie for sure. So you get Neverland and you get this ride called Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure. And this ride looks amazing. We don't like to wear 3D glasses on rides too much. However, one of our favorite rides, maybe even our favorite ride, Flight of Passage, is a 3D one where you have to wear the glasses. But this ride looks incredible. Mix of physical and 3D. I love that, you know, that is happening kind of like Ratatouille's, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
But it's cool to have a mix. I like it.
The one thing that kind of feels like we would have to get used to it is that they, you know, obviously turn all of the characters like CGI. So it feels very like PhilharMagic-y, you know, when you're watching like PhilharMagic, you're like, oh, those are the characters we know and love, but they just look different. Something's different about it. And so you see that with Peter Pan, the darling kids, Captain Hook.
But apart from that, the ride looks awesome.
It looks
so much fun. Cool. Like the way that the ride system seems to work makes it really feel like Flight of Passage, or like just feel like you're flying.
Flight of Passage, but even taking it to like the next level. So if you guys haven't seen this, it's a little boat that you're on, not in the water, but from what I could tell, it's almost like Indiana Jones, not adventurous like that. However, it's like a simulator, I believe, that's on a trackless moving vehicle. So
it kind of gives you that like
bounces and flies. Yeah. So there's a lot of parts you go through the, you know, the real life set pieces, right? The physical stuff. And then you'll go to a screen. And once you're on the screen, then you're
flying.
Your car will actually move
Peter.
And bounce and everything. And then it'll go to the next one. So you're actually moving, and it looks really fun. You get to see a lot of Neverland that you don't get to see.
Yeah. I would have to say, like, this is what I want in a Peter Pan ride. Like, I absolutely love the original here in Disneyland and, you know, in Disney World, but it's so short, and like there's only so much you can pack into that like short length of a ride. And I don't know. I just loved, like, as we were watching, I was like, this is so long. Like, there's so much that they
That's what I was gonna say. They knew that everyone hated how short the dark rides are of it, that they made this feel
really
super long. Like, you're
and go
going
through so much of the story. Like,
you go Neverland, London, and then back to Neverland.
yeah. Like,
it's so cool.
you go all the way back to London to drop off the Darling kids, and then you're like back flying to Neverland. It has this really cool scene of like going to the second star to the right and kind of like appearing in Neverland, like just really cool visuals.
I think that's the first time you've seen like a quick transition from the star to Neverland, which was so cool.
Yeah, it was just really well done. Like, I mean, for someone who loves the story of Peter Pan and the movie so much, this is what I would love to be able to ride, because it's just, it like really captures the movie so well. It's like,
and I'm so curious how it translates to physical, right? Because like with Rapunzel's Lantern, we know what it's like to be on a slow moving water ride, but this, we have no idea what it feels like. So I think it would only be better than watching it on a screen. And you probably get, air blown at you too, which definitely makes it feel like you're flying.
I would say so. It definitely looked like one of those where you would feel all the little like quick things happening. Quick bursts.
Also love that it starts and ends in the Lost Boys treehouse, which is really cool.
So cool.
Love it. Yeah, this is definitely a highlight. It'd be so fun to do. Next is Fairy Tinkerbell's Busy Buggies. There's not much to say about it.
Yeah.
Kids would like it. It's cute.
It's cute. Yeah. Just kind of reminds us of like, if you ever rode Heimlich's Choo Choo Train when Bugs Land was in California Adventure, kind of similar feel. Just kind of almost like it's not even a train, but it's kind of just on a track like that. It's almost like a dark ride, but outside. Yeah. And you just go through a couple different like areas. Not much to say about it, but it was cute.
Yeah, it was cute. Yeah. That'd be like
definitely good for kids.
Yeah, good for kids.
Like,
for sure.
I wouldn't probably wait if the line was really long, but it was fun to watch.
We'll do an episode next week just breaking down the entirety of this ride. So be on the lookout for like an hour-long video. All the intricacies of fairy buggies. No, just kidding.
I don't remember talking about this.
I think 30 seconds in, that's pretty much all you need to know.
I think so.
Can you let us know about now this? I just have to say, everyone was talking about Rapunzel's Lantern Festival because it's the first Tangled ride. And then you hear Frozen, you're like, okay, Disney World has Frozen, Hong Kong has Frozen, Paris is getting Frozen. It's like so much Frozen. And so we put on this POV video and we're like, okay, like let's watch Frozen. This thing is incredible. Yeah. This is
we were just well done.
And also we said that the Peter Pan's ride is long. This one is amazing.
Definitely longer, like definitely Pirates of the Caribbean length.
Yeah, I would say probably the most in-depth storytelling that we've had from a Disney ride in a very long time. Like Rise of the Resistance, that is pretty awesome. Where you're taken up, and that's not telling like a movie story. That's telling a separate story, and you actually feel like you're in it, right? But this, as far as start to end, this was amazing.
Yeah, it really was. I don't even know what else to say about it. I mean, we love the one in Disney World in the Norway Pavilion. Really fun ride also, but this one was just, it took that to the next level. Like it was super immersive, really just fun. I don't know. Yeah. And like the visuals once again were just incredible, and the way that they use the technology.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The technology, not only is it just a really fluid animatronic, that is just really fun to see. They're doing really great animatronics now. They're they're putting the wow factor, not just in the animatronics, but they have multiple scenes that have the wow factor. If you know the Tokyo, I think it's Tokyo, the Beauty and the Beast, the wow factor of how did you get the Beast to turn into Prince Adam? Like, how do they do that? Frozen does this multiple times. When Elsa first releases her powers and you see these water fountains and then they all of it out of nowhere turn frozen. Like that's crazy. Amazing. But then also you get this one scene right at the end where Anna is frozen, like in the movie, and her dress is like out here, like it frozen mid-air, like mid-wind. And then when she unfreezes, the dress just like droops with her. And it's like, how
Literal
did they
magic.
do that?
Like, it looks like it was a magic moment.
Yeah, I love that they're breaking the bounds, not just lifelike animatronics, but they're like, what are these special touches here? And then there's other scenes where they turn things back, from Frozen to real that just looks so good.
Yeah.
Also, perfect use of screens. There's the trolls that pretty much laid the foundation for the movie and Anna's powers. And you know how they're like flashbacks pretty much, right, in the movie? Or yeah, it's during a flashback. You get to see these scenes like appear just like on the dark wall that's there. And it's done so well whenever they use the screens. And so this was actually, I understand why Tangled's getting on the hype, but man, this
it's so well done.
Amazing.
And we've had like our own concerns more recently of like, is Disney kind of taking the easy way out, kind of cutting corners and making things like not as quality as it used to be. But this ride definitely did not give us that vibe.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
If they can bring that kind of technology, that kind of quality over here, I'll be so happy.
So yeah, Fantasy Springs.
Awesome.
There's some
Overall-
things that we wish were a little bit different, but yeah, overall
it was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And to be there in person, I'm sure, like I was saying before, would be even more incredible because POV videos can only show you so much.
For sure. And speaking of POV videos, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, bringing it over here to the States.
Can we just say how shocking it was to get a full POV of the entire ride
From
before
Disney.
it
Disney.
has opened? Like, yes, it was from Disney. I was shocked that they dropped the entire ride. Like, that has never happened. There's no element of surprise. Like,
I know it.
I didn't want to watch it, but I was like, okay, if we're doing an episode, I have to watch it. Like,
I know. We were going back and forth on it, and then
I
was
want
like,
to
you
be
don't
able
need
to
to watch
ride it, like, and be surprised, but I don't know when it's going to be opening.
we don't
here
have to
yet.
watch Disneyland's version, which could be
I'm
different.
sure it's
slightly,
going to be similar, but
yeah, we have finally seen Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And I think we're very, very mixed. Like, there's a lot of really cool parts of it. Then there's going to be a lot of parts that are going to be hard to get used to because we're so used to Splash Mountain, right? But and this is the spoiler warning.
yeah.
We're going to jump into here.
I was just going to say,
yeah, it looks
turn
really
off.
cute. Looks really fun. I was actually really surprised at the finale scene because I just didn't think anything would compare. But the finale scene is actually really, really fun.
Really good.
Really fun. I think the ride could have really benefited from not doing a sequel, but doing the actual movie.
Agreed.
Because you could actually get Dr. Facilier in there because he's, he died in the movie, so you can't have him in a sequel. But that last hill with Dr. Facilier would have been so great.
It would have been perfect.
I mean, there was already a shadow in the original one. And I think that's what this one is lacking is there's no, just like we said, no
Peril.
fear or threat where in the old Splash Mountain and everyone's crying.
Yeah.
Oh, dear rabbit. Sorry, you guys had to hear that, but you guys know that part.
Yes.
And then the scary vultures.
So you're looking for a laughing.
And you're chugging up.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, it's about it. Like that was such
so
a
good.
feeling. And I don't think you'll get
It's
that
a
same
different feeling. Yeah. Just kind of weird comparison, but similar to how Tower of Terror used to scare the life out of you.
Okay. Interesting.
And then they brought in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. It's still a like thrill of a ride, obviously, with the dropping, but it's not like the
spookiness.
Yeah, like the visuals aren't freaking you out, and the like characters are, it's more fun.
That's interesting. So I wonder what it would be like actually on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Maybe just like with Guardians of the Galaxy, and we love that fun feel. I'm curious how that would translate.
Yeah,
on the ride.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's like regardless, that there's a big drop coming, so there's some element of like excitement, but it's just different.
Yeah.
Different than, what we were used to, obviously. And it's just like, like Mama Odie there. That's
gonna
just
turn
kind
you
of
big.
like, turning you from like big to small. And
Yeah. First you go, big to small, right? And then you go like where all the mushrooms are and stuff like that. And then she turns you back into regular size on that final drop.
that's
But the animatronics look absolutely amazing. Like Mama Odie, Tiana, especially the last Tiana.
Yeah.
In the finale scene, she is so fluid. And then of course, Louis looks great. There's some, and I actually saw a little video of this of someone doing side by side, and Splash Mountain, when you're in there, everything's very bright and colorful and it's kind of like daytime or like dusk. In this one, it's really dark the entire time inside, which I think needed to happen because there's a lot of stuff with fireflies that happen. But it almost feels like, and there is a lot of areas where it is empty because they don't have as many animatronics and you're just waiting a long time to get to the next show scene.
Yeah. And like when you're outside, like going around the bend, like that was a couple of parts where I was like I wish they would have added like something extra just for more like visual stimulation or whatever.
I mean, they didn't have that with Splash Mountain, like on the outside necessarily. You'd hear like the snoring and stuff like that.
I guess I just wanted
something,
extra, you know.
That would have been cool to have something like Tiana in a Bayou boat or something outside. That would have been super cool. That would have
been cool. Just some extra stuff. But I don't know. I mean, it looked fun. Like it definitely is still going to be a fun ride.
Yeah.
And definitely beautiful. Like he was saying, it's going to be really beautiful to see like at night because there seems like there's a lot of just colors and like lights and kind of bioluminescence a little bit. So that'll be really fun to see.
This is one that I think I can't really say until I actually ride it. Yeah. Because right when you ride it, you're really going to have a feeling and like you're going to have this emotion tied to it.
I think we'll like it more watching or going on it in person, which is why I didn't want to watch the POV. I'm like, it's never as good. It's always just kind of a disappointment because you're not seeing the full picture all at once. You're only seeing whatever the camera is on, and it's a minimized version of what you get on the ride. So,
and that's the thing. Like, I think it looks great. It looks like it's going to be a fun ride. And I think the only thing is just, I mean, like we talked about before it came out, we're always going to have this comparison to what we know and love, but especially for our kids who have not been on Splash Mountain, like this is going to be amazing for them. And I'm going to grow to love it too. But it is, I'm so curious, like, does it seem very empty in certain parts where back then, Splash Mountain seemed always full. But it does look really awesome. And really fun. So
that finale scene is pretty great. I mean, obviously we all loved the big boat scene, zippity doodah. Oh, so classic. But I was impressed with how they did the last scene here.
We love New Orleans too.
Very New Orleans-y. Yes, just the music, the song is really good. I do enjoy that song.
I know it can't be Zippity Doo-Dah because that's like so amazing and one of our favorites. But this song actually had a very similar feel, and I'm glad I think they did it similar tempo. Very, very catchy as well. And so I think that's going to be one that will definitely stick in our head. Very upbeat, very fun. I like it. Definitely. So we're going to quickly talk about, because Disneyland Forward is approved. It got approved a while back. We're going to be getting practically $2 billion investment in Disneyland.
It's time.
Yeah, it totally is time. I thought we would never get this. And then now they're all like, making sure things are like, they're opening up so much more with their like parking lots. Part of Disney Springs, they're like doing a whole bunch just to make more room. Yeah. I am so pumped. So
I'm super pumped. I really was unsure what was going to happen because I feel like they can really hype you up over things and then like nothing even happens. So I didn't know if it was even going to happen. We still don't know exactly what to expect, but regardless, I'm just excited that it's expanding because we've needed it for a long time.
Yeah. And so what do we want to see here? I think what we saw in Tokyo was very, very encouraging. And honestly, there's a lot of things from there, and they've already kind of like hinted at this, that they're going to be bringing over things that already exist or ideas that already exist into Disneyland Forward. And we were talking that we would like to see about 50-50. I would love to see things that are already, you know, in other parks because we get to experience them too. However, I want some original stuff that is like Disneyland only, especially for being Walt's original park.
Yeah.
Let's make some things where people are rushing to get to Walt's original park. I mean, I don't want the crowds to go up, but want to go and experience the original park as well as like exclusive attractions that you could only find there. I think that'd be amazing. So yeah, for one, I think since Tangled is only in one area, I would love to bring Tangled to Disneyland. However, let's make it longer. Let's add some peril to it. Yeah, add some drops. You know, I think Tangled is such an adventurous movie that you need to make the ride as exciting too. But I can definitely see them. And if you go to Disneyland Forward's website, Tangled's actually the first thing that's under possibilities. So yeah, let's
I'm
definitely
glad
bring
to
that
hear
here,
that.
but make it bigger.
We've needed something tangled for so long. And, you know, obviously we have Fantasy Fair, which is kind of dedicated to her, but it's so minimal.
It's so minimal.
And I'm going to be really pumped if we get a ride here. And if it is a little bit more exciting.
Yeah.
A little bit more going on. If they can have more space to work with, to add some extra scenes, I would be really excited because it was really cool, but it definitely could have used some extra stuff.
And that's the thing too. Pirates of the Caribbean has the drops and there's no height requirement. So they can't be afraid of that. Like even with Navi River Journey, you could have a drop and still make it all heights. So let's do that. Let's make it more exciting.
More exciting.
I'm sure Frozen's going to come over here. I mean, Frozen will be in every single Disney park.
Oh yeah.
So they're definitely going to, I mean, they're making Frozen 3, right? So definitely bring Frozen here, but yeah, don't give us, even though we love the Epcot one, do the Tokyo one for ours. I mean, that was amazing. If you haven't seen the videos, watch it. This was
so
absolutely
fun.
Incredible. So yeah, I would love to see the Frozen one over here.
I would too.
I would love to see the Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure over here too, but I'm just feeling that
probably won't happen.
Yeah,
because we already have a Peter Pan ride.
And Tokyo, I think, has a Peter Pan ride like ours as well, but it's not in sea.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think they would go through the effort of bringing Neverland to us since they already have that. But I could see them using the technology for that ride now that they kind of have that under their belts. That technology for a different property. I'm not exactly sure what. I could see it for like a Avatar type ride. Something
coming.
Yeah, bringing Flight of Passage, you know, something different than Flight of Passage, but still Avatar there. I could even see it. I've always thought of like an Omni Mover ride for Coco, but I could even see it for that. Like you're flying on the Alabrijes at some points.
Yeah.
I could see it for different properties. I could see it for Avengers, maybe to the Avengers ride that they're doing, that they're already in the works on, I believe. But I could see them using a similar thing, maybe upping the thrill level a little bit more too. So I would love to see that kind of technology because it looked amazing for Peter Pan. I'd love to get the Peter Pan ride over here, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If they would do that.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I feel like I couldn't imagine that they'll bring all of those same things over here that are in Tokyo. But yeah, like you said, I think that they could definitely use that technology elsewhere. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know.
Like you said, Avatar is coming.
Yeah.
And you got to tell.
Yeah. Okay.
So cool.
We have,
we don't know him personally.
Yeah, we don't know him. That's true. But if you follow the Lost Bros on Instagram or have ever bought their shirts before, they have some really great Disney stuff. But they had an intern a while back named Cam who was a part of things for a while. And then he left, moved to California. They're over in Florida. And so he moved over here and I didn't really know what he was doing really, except that he was going to school over here. Turns out he just became an Imagineer. So congrats to you, Cam. Not that you're listening, but very exciting. And he just did a post the other day, and he's going to be working on Avatar now.
So it's definitely coming.
Yeah, it is coming for sure. And I think he was working on Marvel stuff before that, right?
Yeah, he was working, I think, for Marvel and Lucasfilm. So probably like ILM, Industrial Light and Magic. But Avatar is coming. I know people have mixed reviews on this. If they do a different area of Avatar and don't make it, the exact same, like from the concept art is not always accurate. It's just for kind of blue sky stuff. But if they do like the water version and have this like beautiful water area, and then you get a ride, let's say that's like Shanghai's Pirates of the Caribbean, which blew my mind, when I watched it in 2016, still blows my mind to this day. So I could see them doing that because that's like a huge hit and everyone wants to ride it. So bringing that technology to like an Avatar over here would be really cool. But we do know that's in the works. And that's probably going to take up a lot of space. So I'm like, I don't know how many lands they could fit in the Disneyland Forward project, but that's probably going to take a lot. Tron, I know that they want to bring Tron everywhere. However, I'm less excited about it now that everyone says that Cosmic Rewind is a lot better than Tron. But it would be cool in Tomorrowland to see something.
Yeah, that's kind of what my thoughts were too. I feel like most people were a little bit like underwhelmed with Tron because it's so short.
Bring it here, make it longer.
I mean, I guess that's
make
possible,
everything longer.
But it would need to be like so much space.
Yeah.
So much space because it's a huge ride. Like it takes up a lot of space, even with the short version.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if they would have the space for that, but it does look beautiful. So it would be a fun thing to look at. The fact that the Guardians of the Galaxy ride got such better reviews.
Yeah.
Every single person, I think ever since that ride came out.
Everyone's like, that's the best ride.
Every person has said that it's their favorite Disney ride of all time now. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Tron was like the big hype for so long. And now it's like, well, I'm pretty sure there's a better one. So
yeah. So I think that's what we kind of want from Disneyland Forward. 50% you could bring from other parks. 50% I want like originals and new
stuff.
But what kind of originals? I don't know. I think we need to do at least one from, Star Wars. They already have a lot of stuff over there. Avengers Campus right now only has Spider-Man. So we got to get the Marvel one in that they're already working on. But then I think an original for Disney and Pixar as well. And when I say Disney, I know they floated around the idea of Zootopia, which would be cool. But I think we need to go back to let's do like a Renaissance era Disney, because I don't think there's actually that many. There's no Mulan. There's no Lion King. There's no there's Beauty and the Beast in Tokyo. Yeah. Tokyo has everything. Literally. What else?
There's so many.
There's not a lot from the Renaissance that are actually rides. And that's okay. Little Mermaid there is. Yeah. Lion King, no.
Aladdin,
no. Yeah. So
there's so much.
Let's go back. Those will forever be some of the best Disney movies. So
to those ones.
Do a Renaissance one. But yeah, so one from Pixar, one from Disney, one from Marvel that they're already working on. Pixar, we've always talked about Coco, but I think you could do any. I think there's a lot of Pixar rides that are like, Slinky Dog Dash outside, Midway Mania, like a game. Monsters Inc. is like a traditional dark ride. Ratatouille, Remy's Ratatouille, that one is. But I don't think there's a lot that are like super, super in depth. So I'd love to do like another Pixar ride that's like that. But we're not really going to do too much armchair Imagineering for this episode. But that gives you guys the opportunity in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube.
Let us know.
This is your time to shine.
What do you want to see? What do you want to see in Disneyland Forward?
Yeah.
I cannot wait. I'm like nervous and excited for whenever the announcements come for like what is going to happen
this year. Oh, I wish we had tickets. That'd be amazing. Man.
I want to go to D23 so bad.
I know.
And I bet this year they're going to announce so much stuff.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's like real. I feel like at the last D23 was the time when they were like, this.
They are technically...
They are doing
like preparing the groundwork for the villains and the Coco, I believe.
I guess so.
And Kanto.
Things just take forever. But
they do, yeah.
I just feel like I never know what I can like trust, what I can actually get excited about. But hopefully they will have some solid plans made and we will know what to expect with Disneyland Forward, because
I'd be so excited. Yeah.
it's a pretty big project for them.
And they've been thinking about it for a very long time. So hopefully they have some really good ideas. But
I would think they do.
With that, it's always so fun to talk about very recent things that are now open. I can't believe Fantasy Springs is open, but then also talking about the future. What is in store for Walt's original park. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
But we just want to thank you all so much for being here, for supporting us, getting us to 10K, which is crazy. Thank you guys for entering the giveaway as well. But we just, honestly, we'll get some DMs and just from people saying, oh, they listen every week. And that just baffles our minds.
Still blows our minds, you guys.
Thank you guys. It truly means so much. But with that, we will see you all next week for another episode of the Happiest Hour on Earth. See you then.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.